You're friends with a hot girl that you've known for years and you finally want to make your move. Or maybe there's that one girl in your social circle that treats you like a friend and you want to know how to turn that friendly vibe into something more romantic or sexual. You're in luck because I'm Matt Artisan and this is 3 simple steps to get you out of the friend zone.
I'm Matt. He has mastered the art of seduction.
Many boot camps encourage men to be assertive.
A woman wants to be turned on. We've done all the testing and we know what works. Before we get started, subscribe to this channel because I want to let you know about all of our upcoming videos. Let me break it to you. There's hope. You can turn things around in many situations. But first keep in mind that it's good to have fun female friends that can be your wing girls or introduce you to their hot friends.
You should really just gauge your relationship with this person, because sometimes we put you in the friend zone because that's where we want to keep you. Not that we're not interested, but there's a ton of factors that perhaps it's just not going to happen relationship-wise. So we'd rather keep you as a friend than try to make a relationship. It got all icky, and then we lose you for good.
Another point before we get into the tactics is that sometimes when you feel stuck in the friend zone, it just means that you're focusing too much on one particular woman, and the best advice is to get out there and meet new women. It's usually a lot easier to meet a new woman and start that flirty romantic vibe from the very beginning than it is to turn a friendly vibe that you've had for months or even years into something sexual. However, if you still decide that you want to turn that hottie friend of yours into a lover, then I'm gonna break it down to you step by step. First, you need to understand what got you into the friend zone in the first place. Most guys get themselves into this situation by being too nice, too passive, and too afraid to show their desire for her. In other words, they weren't being a fucking man. Look, if we examine the type of men that women instinctively want to sleep with, it's the guys that own their masculinity and aren't ashamed to show their desire for a woman that they like. Think about it. Most men are attracted to very feminine women, right? Well, in the same context, most women are attracted to very masculine men. Guys that say and do what they want. Guys that don't take shit from anyone. Guys that aren't looking for her approval. And guys that don't apologize for their romantic interest in a woman they desire. So what do you need to do differently? Well, the easy answer is that you need to move from a friendly vibe into a more lover vibe, and stop being a man that's afraid to show his desire for women. However, that doesn't mean that you should totally transform who you are and how you act around her overnight. That would just be really weird. If next time you see her, you're acting all flirty and touchy and making a bunch of sexual innuendos, it might make her feel deeply disturbed and creep her out. You can't change who you are that quickly. It has to feel more natural. However, you do need to make a change, but it should happen over an extended period of time. Let me be upfront, this will take discipline. But if you're serious about getting out of the friend zone, this is how to do it. One thing you can do to subtly show your interest is very casually make a comment about her appearance. Something like, "By the way, you look really awesome in this outfit." It may not seem like much, but making simple statements like this can actually make her think and feel differently about you. Just don't blow it by confessing that you've been in love with her for 10 years. If you want to be really bold, then next time you're alone with her, say something like this. "You know what? You're actually kind of sexy." This should seem like a new realization for you. You don't want her to think that you've always had a hard-on for her. Next, I recommend touching her more. Start with casual touching and just see how she responds. If she seems to like it, then just keep progressing. I made a whole video on how to touch women and the YouTube link is down in the description. So make sure to check that out. Remember to take away the touch. Don't let it linger. She's not your girlfriend yet. That's just creepy. Next, slowly start adding some sexual tension to the mix. This shouldn't seem too obvious. Just slowly start turning the conversation sexual so that she starts seeing you as a more sexual man. Within the right context, maybe you could ask her what her favorite position is or craziest place she's ever had sex. Or tell her a story about a girl that you slept with. If you've already gradually started to establish a more flirtier vibe, the barrier to make such comments will drop as she's now more used to your flirtier and more sexual attitude. Casually showing your interest, increasing your touching, And creating sexual tension by introducing sexual topics can often morph the tone of your relationship over time. And if you're getting good indicators that she likes your new flirty demeanor, then it's time to make your move. I recommend that you go for a kiss when you're alone with her and in a more sexually charged environment, like a bar, club, or party. The kiss should not come out of nowhere. Make sure you're already flirting with her and she's being very receptive. A great time to do it is while you're dancing with her. I probably shouldn't do this, but fuck it. So remember, be more flirty with her over time. If you do it too fast, it might scare her. And if that doesn't work, then just move on and meet more women. I mean, it's her loss anyway. Now, if you just want to be better with women, I created a free escalation cheat sheet that lists some of the best ways to create sexual tension, turn a girl on, and escalate to the bedroom. It's filled with advanced escalation techniques that will turn a platonic, friendly vibe into a more sexual, I want to rip your clothes off vibe. This is very useful when you're talking to girls and it's going nowhere. Click the image in the bottom right of the screen right now to download your free escalation cheat sheet. There's also a link down in the description. Get it, because you'll want to keep it handy before you go out. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you want us to work with you in field, make sure to check out our bootcamp schedule. My name is Artisan from The Attractive Man, and I'll see you in the next video.